Hello there everybody, and welcome to this feature presentation on YouTube. I am King Mac, your hamburger pal. Thank you all for watching. Be sure to enjoy a hot fresh cheeseburger along with some delicious golden french fries, a tasty milkshake, and a nice soft drink. Also be sure to grab some hot buttery popcorn while you're at it as you enjoy this episode of TTBurger Game Reviews on YouTube.
Welcome back everybody, you are watching TTBurger Game Reviews here on YouTube, and I am your host Tony. We're back with some more game reviews here of the PlayStation, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, and PlayStation 4. And we're going to continue with my NieR franchise review here, episode 286, part 2 of 2 parts. And we have a lot to talk about here with the second part. We look at an updated remake of the original Japanese PlayStation 3 version of NieR, called NieR Replicant, where the 360 version in Japan was NieR Gestalt. We're going to talk about the two NieRs here right now. NieR Replicant for the PlayStation 3, you played as the protagonist who was the brother, and NieR Gestalt, you were the father. There were differences there and stuff like that, like how it made the story and thing, but most part of it was similar except for the fact that the character was different. I prefer the brother protagonist because, it just makes more sense with the story. We'll explain that later on when we get started here. And we got a lot to talk about here with this, so right now we're going to get started with NieR Replicant version 1.22474487139 for the PlayStation 4. This is an updated remaster of the Japanese version NieR that we never got. The version we got when it came out for the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 was NieR Gestalt, so we didn't get the experience what the original NieR was like when it first came out for the PlayStation 3 in Japan. But now we're going to experience it right now, released on April 22nd, 2021. When I first played NieR Gestalt, I was not a fan of it on the PlayStation 3 due to the game being a really clunky and stiff, mundane mess, and it was monotonous. I do not remember how far I got in that version, but it was a stiff, clunky mess. I did not care for it. But NieR Replicant version 1.22474487139 fixed a lot of the issues that plagued the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 versions. Although some problems still exist, I will admit NieR Automata was better, but NieR Replicant version 1.22474487139 is a must-buy for any fans of the series or a must-buy for fans of combat action role-playing games. NieR Replicant, well, okay, you don't need to know what the version is. I said it at least 3 times now. No point. NieR Replicant is a prequel to NieR Automata, which is no surprise since that game originally came out first. Starts off in the year 2053, where it's snowy and abandoned, where we see a brother who we choose a name for him. He's been unofficially named NieR by the franchise, I'm going with that. I capitalized the R in the word NieR because that's what the title looks like for both games. But back to the story, we see NieR and his little sister Yona. Yona is sick with a bed disease where she coughs a lot and is very weak. She got up from touching this black book that NieR told her not to touch because it's dangerous. NieR cares for her on his own, and they have little to no food or money, and they try to do what they can to survive. Then the game zooms forward, 1,412 years later, where NieR and Yona live in a village built upon the ruins of an old town. NieR makes money by doing odd jobs around the village he lives in. NieR has friends he knows in the village, like Popola, Tifola, and other people who know him, and are friendly to him and help Yona and him out what to do they can to survive. NieR meets a book called Grimoire of Ice, who helps NieR along his journey. NieR learns that Yona is suffering from a disease called Black Scroll that causes pain throughout her entire body and that it can lead to death. NieR must search for sealed verses that him and Grimoire of Ice believe could cure Yona, and not only that, the village and some other parts surrounding are being infested with monsters called Shade that are running amok. The story has more to it. There's a second act where it takes place 5 years after the first act, but I will leave that to you guys to check out because the story is really good. Really long as well. Although I like NieR's Automata story better, but NieR Replicant also has a really good story. And for me, I prefer the brother NieR because it fits more, because it just seems like it makes more sense and it just seems more emotional and more fitting for a brother to help instead of the father. Like the brother evolves his character and stuff. My only complaint is that it would have been nice to create your character and choose your gender aside from naming the character. And there's this character you meet who joins your side named Kain, who is somewhat unlikable due to her attitude. She's not really nice and she's very rude in the beginning, but she develops as time goes on. And NieR Replicant has good graphics, not the best though. NieR Automata looks better, but NieR Replicant still looks pretty good, especially since this is an HD version of the NieR Replicant that was released in Japan and we never got here in the West. I mean, it still looks great. The PS3 version looks very dated, not very good, but PS4 version looks really good though. Character models animated really well, and the environments are huge and big with variety. Even Grimoire of Ice, he's a floating book, looks awesome, probably one of the coolest characters next to 2B though. Supporting characters also look great too. The environments are big and variety, like the village we are in, the forest, the mansion filled with creepy shit, seaside village, and more. Big variety in the NieR franchise gets it with this here, that's what it is. The cutscenes look really good, detailed, just like NieR Automata. Once again, there are not that many cutscenes. Even the ones that are there, a lot of them are pretty short, some of them barely have any dialogue in them. The enemies that are the shade look really freaky and creepy looking. They are rough sons of bitches. Like, do not piss them the fuck off, that is a warning. Load times are short, that is a plus. Sound, NieR Replicant is awesome for the most part, except for one thing, which I'll get to in a little bit. Voice settings do audio, Japanese and English, which is a plus because in the PS3 exclusive version of NieR, so we only got the English. Japanese audio is top notch, and amazing just as amazing as NieR Automata's Japanese voice acting. English audio, once again, is not very good. The main cast sounds way too over the top or bored, and they do not read the lines that well. I understand these actors did their best, but I was not a fan of it once again. The music I love, especially the music with the vocals, like the lyrics are in a fictional language that reminds me of Celtic music, and I am a huge fan of Celtic music, mainly Celtic women with the concert stuff. I'm a big fan of that music, like Chloe Agnew and stuff. I am not Irish at all. I am German, Italian, and Czech, but I love this type of music, which more games have this type. Because I love Celtic music, I love the Irish music and stuff. It's really, really, really interesting, and it kind of reminds you of that. The weapons sound great, and more. Gameplay in NieR Replicant is fun, although compared to NieR Automata, there are some problems here, some small problems. Like last time, NieR Replicant is a combat action RPG that improved over the original PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 versions here in the rest. Like last time, NieR Replicant is a combat action RPG that improved over the original PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 versions here in the West, where it was NieR Gestalt. The controls are smoother, and navigating these big areas is much easier. I remember having a hard time with the clunkiness of the controls in the other version. It is fun going to all these areas and going to these shops and doing what you can to cure your owners and to survive and more. One of the coolest parts of the game is going to the mansion to find Yona's pen pal who she has been right, she got sick, and you must explore the mansion with creepy shit going on. It's really cool. Weapons you come across are really cool, like this big ass blade and stuff and everything, and killing the shade with them can be fun. And also Grimoire Vice abilities where you like can shoot stuff with like the spear like attack and stuff, and just like slamming them and stuff. Make things more enjoyable, but it can make things a little too easy. During your quest, you come across errands to run for the townspeople, and these errands are boring and stupid. Sure, some are interesting, like finding these brothers their mother and helping them get items to upgrade your weapon, but a lot of them are just like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, find a stern drink for a proposal so she can go sing in the bar. Or recipes for Yona to make her famous stew, or find 3 of this, 3 of that. Not really a fan of those. Also, some errands require you to hunt an animal for meat to give to the people. Sure, people go hunting, but why do I do that in a game when the animals for the most part don't even hurt you, mainly sheep and goat? Sure, the boars can hurt you, but I just do not like doing this. I love animals, that's the thing. I mean, yes, you get money doing these, but there's plenty of money in the game anyway, so doing these is just not really a factor in the game for me. You have dialogue options that do not really affect the game, though. There's a part in the game where you go to a desert and must solve these trials, and they're an interesting idea on paper, but it slows the game's pace down and they're pointless. And you do a lot of backtracking in the village, more so than just to report to Popola and go back out. NieR Replicant is 12 hours long, plus some new game plus content. When you beat the game, you can do this 15-hour DLC where you play as Father NieR, which is okay, but even though I didn't really like Father NieR, imagine if you had the option to play as both Brother NieR and Father NieR. That would have been cool. Like I said, Brother NieR fits the story better, but still having the option would have been cool. Also, you have multiple endings, one new ending to this version. NieR Replicant was a great game, but NieR Automata was better, though both games are enjoyable. But now I'll explain why NieR Automata was better than NieR Replicant in our TTBurger pros and cons chart in the rating. For the pros, you have excellent story with Brother NieR instead of Father NieR, makes the story more enjoyable. NieR is a likable character who shows love for his sister Yona and the townspeople with a great personality. Japanese audio option once again fits the game like a glove. Fantastic soundtrack, mainly the vocal tracks sounding similar to Celtic music. The ability to name your characters is a nice feature. Big environments to explore with a huge variety to them. And improved controls. Grimoire Vice as your partner guy is really to have a book help you out, so special abilities can be awesome. Multiple endings plus one new ending for this version. Now the TTBurger cons. It would have been nice to be able to choose the gender of your character. Fallen NieR, while I was not a big fan of playing in NieR Gestalt, would have been nice to be able to choose which NieR you want to play as. A lot of errands that townspeople are a waste of time, not add the story. Errands where you must hunt the animals for meat, I'm not a fan of that. Trials in the desert are not that much fun. Unlockable characters such as Cayenne That obviously not changed the game at all, and a lot of backtracking, not too many cutscenes once again, which is why the final thoughts of this rating, I give NieR Replicant an 8 out of 10. It's the best score to give it. It's still a great game. NieR Automata was better, but both NieRs are great. I don't recommend the PS3 and Xbox version of NieR because it just was very clunky, only English audio, and just the controller very stiff and fire does not fit really well in my opinion. Which all I gotta say of this episode, since we're for 287, look at some more reviews there. Which all I gotta say is Tony, peace out, have a day, and see you all in the next episode. Take care, everybody.
I'm upset. Too many people out here wasting their breath, yeah, and still I feel like we've just all been going crazy.